All right, guys, so this is my 2023 business and equipment update video. Usually do one of these, every year on February 1st. It's about 2 months late this year, and the reason for that is I didn't have all my equipment here in one spot. So I filmed this video the other day, and I didn't really like how it came out. And as of right now, I don't have my equipment here, so the first half's going to be filmed today, and the second half's going to be filmed from a couple days ago when my other equipment here. So it's going to be a little piece together, but it'll all kind of tie in. So business update. Last year in April, decided to make the move and go back full-time into my business. Just really missed being outside, missed doing my own thing. So I made that decision and went out on my own. Overall, the year was a very good year. I essentially went from, kind of doing it part-time to being able to support myself full-time, which is always good. The goal for this year coming up is really taking what I'm doing and focusing on one service. So like right now, I'm kind of doing stump grinding, kind of doing some skid steer work and excavating, kind of doing some landscaping, kind of doing some mowing. And when you're doing that, like I said, when I went full time, you kind of take any job you can get because you need to make money. But as I'm looking at everything and all my overhead, I really want to take the next year or two and focus on one, maybe two services, cut some overhead, and really just maximize profitability. Reason for that is if you think like, right now I have about 2 days worth of mowing. My mowers go out for those 2 days. They come home and they sit. Then I go do a stump grinder job, and that come home and sit. I'll go do a skid steer job for a day or two. That comes home and sits. So while I was, making money and the sales were good, I'm looking at it, I'm like, profitability next year, it just needs to be better. And the only way to really do that is to find one service, focus on it, commit to it, and really make this thing grow. Problem I'm having is I don't know exactly what I want to do. There's pros and cons to all the services I offer. I just really need to sit down, pick one, and focus on it. So what I'm gonna do now is kind of go over the equipment for 2023, the shop, and maybe like a little summary at the end of where I think this year is going to go. So as always, I'm going to list the previous years below, and I think I've been doing this since about 2017, so it's kind of cool to go back and look and see where I started, where I came from, and where I'm at now. So looking at this video from last year, this garage is completely different. Over here I had my workbench. Now my workbench is over here. Reason for that is when I bring something in from the garage, it's right here next to the workbench in case it needs to be worked on. Little messy right now, obviously going through equipment, getting it ready for spring, doing tune-ups on my blowers, just did an oil change on the skid steer, or on the stump grinder, gonna be working on the mowers later today. So just getting ready for spring, getting everything in here kind of tuned up and clean. So this is the work area. Over here we have the 2022 Rayco RG37 stump grinder, 37 horsepower on tracks. Absolutely love this machine. This machine now has 217 hours. So last year I kind of made a commitment to grow this side of the business. It like double or tripled from what I was doing last year. So the commitment was good to it, and I'm very interested to see where this side of the business goes over this year. Over here is my 2018 Can-Am Commander. I did use this a little bit for business this year, hauling some trees out of woods, cutting them up, putting them in the back, hauling them to the dump trailer. I also put a plow on it, make a little bit of money that way. This machine now has, I think, about 1,500 miles on it. So even though I do use it for business, it's mainly just a fun, go out on the weekends, have fun. So goal with this is I try to take it out about once a month on the trails. We were able to, do that last year, a couple weekend trips, and honestly, this thing's been a blast. Like, it's my newfound hobby and my newfound love. Like, every free moment I have goes towards off-roading. And as you can see, with that being said, we added the I think it's a 2016 Polaris Sportsman 450. This is actually my wife's. She bought this. She grew up, riding snowmobiles, riding outdoors. She's gone on a few trail trips with me, and she's like, I want to get something. So my buddy was selling this to buy himself a side-by-side. And I was like, listen, this is the one you need to buy. It's a 2016. It's got 230 miles on it. The guy took absolutely great care of it. And she hasn't had it out yet. We just had our third child, so she hasn't had the time to take it out. But hopefully here in the next couple months, she'll be able to get out and ride it. So there's that. The 2010 Walker, 23 horsepower with a 48-inch cut. This has 2,385 hours on it now. This was my first mower that I bought. It was my main mower for 1 year, and then I purchased the Wright Stander, and this kind of became a backup. Use this a lot for fall, obviously for leaf cleanups. Other than that, it just kind of sits on the trailer and is a backup. I'll use it on maybe 1 or 2 lawns a week. Some of my, smaller lawns that can't afford to have grass blown everywhere, or something like that. But mainly this thing just gets used in the fall. Still running pretty well for the age and hours, and we'll see. Hopefully this thing holds up and I can get a couple more years out of it. Back here is a 2000, I always forget, but I think it's a 2016 Wright Stander I. It's got a 19 horsepower Kawasaki, 52-inch cut. This mower now has just under 675 hours. And this is my main mower. Absolutely love it. One of the best pieces of equipment I ever bought. I just recently replaced the mower belts on it. And other than regular maintenance, that's the first thing I've ever had to do to it in 600 and some hours. So super reliable. Leaves a great cut. I did add this grass blocker on there for some of the smaller yards. It works. It blocks the grass well, but it kind of leaves like a trail, and it doesn't leave the best cut when you have that down, but for the purpose that I needed that for, it's not bad. I'm gonna get some new tires on this year because these are getting worn out, and I think this one has a couple plugs in it and they're just kind of slowly leaking. So new tires for that, tune up. Other than that, it's gonna go back out and be my main mower. Over here, my hand tools. Never really seem to get this spot organized. Hopefully once I get all my equipment work done, I can spend some time cleaning up the shop, but honestly, it just kind of looks like that all year. So we'll see what happens. And then over here is just car wash and stuff. Nothing crazy over there. So that's the shop, and this is where it's going to kick to the second half of the video, and hopefully it all ties in and ends well. So we'll go from there. So we will head outside and see what we got outside. Little windy, so I apologize if the wind, goes over me, but today was the day I needed to do it. I have everything here, so let's check it out. So this next piece of equipment was the big purchase in April. Or actually, I bought it in June, but it was one of the reasons I left my full-time job. Started getting into a lot of machine work, a lot of grading, a little bit of excavating, and I went out and I bought this Cat skid steer, 2014 279D. It had, I think, right under 2,000 hours when I bought it, and right now it's at like 2,365. I did pick up one snow contract for the year. It was a lumber yard, so I bought this box to plow it, and like most people, we didn't have much of a winter, so the box kind of sat. When I bought the Cat, the guy also sold me this tilt trailer. I think it's a 22-foot Big Tex, I think a 2016. It has, I think, a 5-foot stationary and a 17-foot tilt. Love the trailer. It's heavy duty, you know, so like towing it on the freeway, it's absolutely awesome. So that's it for the trailer. And then when I bought the Cat, it came with this tooth bucket here. Over here, still have the 16-foot landscape trailer. This one is getting old. It's getting a little worn out, so I'm considering replacing this either at the end of this year or beginning of next year. Not sure what I want to get yet. I'm going between like a 16 or 18 foot open trailer or a 16, 18 or 20 foot enclosed trailer. So I really want to just weigh the options, the costs and all that, and see where I'm at the end of the year and go from there. So here was another big purchase I made once I went into the excavating. A 2014 F550 dump truck. One owner before me out of New York. I don't think it was a salt or plow truck, so it looks fairly clean. It has, let's see, it has 76,000 miles on it, with the 6.7 diesel engine. Just your basic work truck inside, nothing exciting. Crank windows, power locks or manual locks, nothing exciting inside. But this has been a very good purchase. I bought it in November. I was making about 2-3 trips a job with my truck and dump trailer, and it just took up too much time, so I decided to get the dump truck to cut down on time and you know, gas and fuel and all that. So over here I have the 2021 Ram 2500 with the Cummins engine. This now has, I think, 36,000 miles on it. It was my main work truck last year up until November when I purchased the dump truck, and now it's kind of just a personal truck that I use for work on the, you know, work a little bit here and there. I'm coming up on 2 years of ownership on this truck, so I'm going to save some stuff on this truck and do a 2-year review on this truck as well. So I'm not going to talk too much about this one, but that's where the facts are on this one. 2020 Ram, 36,000 miles. So I do still have the dump trailer. It's up front right now. We're doing a little home renovation, so it's being used as a dumpster. So it's not back here, but 2010 Gatormaid dump trailer, 14-footer. Nothing new with that one. Still a great piece of equipment. Those things are like $12,000 or $13,000 brand new. I don't think I would ever buy a new one. I would just kind of repaint or rebuild that one whenever the time came. So nothing much to say about that. So that's it for the equipment. Like I said, last year was a very good year. This year already looks like a good year. Looks like I'm packed with mowing for about 2 days. We have maybe about a month or two of backlog of work for excavating. The last 3 weeks with the warm weather, I've done a bunch of landscaping quotes, so it looks like it should be a pretty good year. As far as, you know, business for next year, I always say it, I never do it, but I really want to do it. I want to make more of these videos. I think some of the work we do is really cool. Some of the guys I'm working with now are characters, so it'd be cool to, you know, see how they do with the camera around them. You know, some of the work, you know, befores and afters and mowing and all that. So hope you guys had a good year. Hope you're gonna have a good year ahead of you, and we'll check in at the next couple videos.